Simon Cowell's life did not begin with bright lights or cheering audiences. Born on October 7, 1959, in London, he grew up in what looked like a comfortable middle-class home in Elstree, Hertfordshire. From the outside, everything seemed stable. His mother, Julie Brett, had once been a ballet dancer known for her elegance, while his father, Eric Cowell, worked in the music business and property. Yet inside the house, warmth was sometimes hard to find. Simon later shared that his parents loved him, but they were not expressive with their feelings. Praise was rare, and affection was quiet. As a child, he often felt unnoticed and unsure of himself. Those early experiences shaped him deeply. Instead of breaking him, they planted a powerful desire to prove that he mattered. The boy who felt invisible would grow into someone determined to be seen and heard. Struggles at school and finding his path. School was not an easy place for Simon Cowell. Teachers often saw him as restless and difficult, while he simply felt bored and misunderstood. At Radlett Preparatory School and later Dover College, he struggled to follow the traditional path that others seemed to manage easily. His grades were average, and he left school with very few qualifications. At that time, it felt like a setback, especially in a family where achievement was valued. But looking back, those years taught him something important about himself. Simon realized he did not fit neatly into conventional systems. He was curious about music, business, and creativity, things that rarely appeared in textbooks. While many people around him moved toward predictable careers, Simon was still searching for direction. That uncertainty felt uncomfortable at the time, yet it would later push him toward opportunities he never expected. The mailroom that changed everything. Simon's first real step into the music world came through a simple opportunity. His father helped him get a job in the mailroom at EMI Music Publishing. It was the lowest position in the company, far from the glamorous image people imagine when they think about the music industry. His daily work involved sorting letters, delivering packages, and assisting staff members who barely knew his name. Yet those quiet days became an unexpected education. Simon watched how songs were chosen, how artists were promoted, and how the business side of music operated. Instead of feeling stuck, he paid attention and learned. Over time, he realized that success in music was not only about talent. It also involved timing, marketing, and understanding audiences. The mailroom might have looked insignificant, but it became the place where Simon first began to understand the industry he would one day influence. First risks and early business lessons. In the early 1980s, Simon Cowell decided to take a major risk. After gaining some experience in the industry, he launched his own record label with a partner. Starting a business at a young age felt exciting and promising. For a while, things went well. A few novelty songs and pop tracks became successful in the United Kingdom, and Simon began to build a reputation. He enjoyed the excitement of creating music projects and seeing them reach listeners. However, the music market changed quickly, and the company eventually struggled. Running a label required constant adaptation, and the early success did not last forever. Although the business eventually closed, the experience gave Simon valuable lessons about resilience, creativity, and the unpredictable nature of entertainment. Instead of seeing the setback as a final defeat, he treated it as a chance to learn how the industry really worked. A second chance. In the music industry. After his first business venture ended, Simon returned to working within established companies. In the late 1980s and 1990s, he began consulting and producing music projects for major labels. During this time, he focused on creating songs and albums that everyday listeners would enjoy. Rather than chasing critical praise, he concentrated on what audiences actually wanted to hear. This practical approach led to several successful projects, including pop acts and albums that sold extremely well in the United Kingdom. Slowly, Simon rebuilt his reputation in the industry. He learned that success was rarely instant and often required patience and persistence. The experience also strengthened his instincts about talent and entertainment. By the end of the 1990s, Simon Cowell had become known as someone who understood the market and could turn simple ideas into major successes. The moment television changed his life. The early 2000s brought a turning point that would transform Simon's career completely. A new television show called Pop Idol was being developed in the United Kingdom, and producers invited Simon to join the judging panel. At first, television felt unfamiliar to him. He had spent years working behind the scenes, not in front of cameras, but once the show began airing, audiences noticed something unique about his judging style. Simon was direct and honest, offering clear opinions instead of polite comments. Viewers appreciated this authenticity, and the show quickly became popular. Soon after, the format expanded internationally. In 2002, American Idol launched in the United States, introducing Simon Cowell to millions of viewers. His straightforward personality and deep knowledge of music made him one of the most recognizable figures on television almost overnight. Building a global entertainment empire. Success on television opened the door to even bigger opportunities. Simon Cowell created and produced several talent competitions, including the X Factor and the Got Talent franchise. These shows introduced audiences to singers, dancers, comedians, and performers from all backgrounds. Over time, the format spread across dozens of countries, making them some of the most successful entertainment programs in the world. Through his company, Psycho Entertainment, Simon helped launch the careers of artists such as Kelly Clarkson, Carrie Underwood, and the global group One Direction. His approach combined entertainment with storytelling, allowing viewers to connect with contestants on a personal level. By the 2000s, his productions were reaching hundreds of millions of viewers worldwide. What began with a small mailroom job had grown into a remarkable international television empire. Personal changes and new priorities. Despite his professional success, Simon's personal life also evolved in meaningful ways. In 2014, he became a father when his son Eric was born. Fatherhood brought a new perspective to his busy world. For someone who had spent decades focusing on work, the experience of raising a child shifted his priorities. Friends and colleagues noticed that he became more thoughtful about how he spent his time. He still enjoyed creating television shows and discovering new talent, but family moments became increasingly important. Reading bedtime stories, sharing simple activities, and being present for his son became some of his most valued experiences. Simon often said that becoming a father helped him see life in a different way. It reminded him that success is not measured only by career achievements, but also by relationships and personal growth. Learning through health and recovery. Life also presented unexpected challenges that encouraged Simon to slow down. After a serious accident involving an electric bike in 2020, he faced a long recovery period. The experience reminded him how important health and balance truly are. For someone used to fast schedules and constant work, recovery required patience and careful attention to well-being. Physical therapy, exercise, and a healthier lifestyle gradually became part of his routine. Rather than returning immediately to the same pace, Simon chose to make adjustments that allowed him to enjoy life more fully. He spoke openly about how the experience helped him appreciate everyday moments, spending time with family, maintaining good health, and protecting personal time became priorities. The challenge ultimately encouraged him to focus on living more thoughtfully and taking care of himself. Reflection, legacy, and looking forward. Today, Simon Cowell is widely recognized as one of the most influential figures in modern television entertainment. His journey, from a quiet childhood in London to building global talent shows, demonstrates how persistence and creativity can shape extraordinary careers. Yet in recent years, he has spoken more about legacy than success. Rather than focusing only on fame or business achievements, he hopes to support education and creative opportunities for young people. He believes that talent can come from anywhere if given the right chance. At home, he values simple family time with his son and loved ones. The lessons from his life about resilience, humility, and balance continue to guide him. Simon Cowell's story ultimately shows that personal growth and meaningful connections often become the most important achievements of all.